It's ETA 7 days until Xbox joins Helldivers, and in preparation for that historic day for managed democracy, Arrowhead has uncorked the reveal trailer for the upcoming ODST Helljumpers Warbond. There's iconic ODST armor sets in here, weapons with suppressors, and Team Green skins for all your vehicles, along with a new armor passive we need to take a look at. Thanks so much for your continued support, and if you haven't already, please hit subscribe and ring that notifications bell to stay up to date on all things interesting for Helldivers. And now, let's dive on in. Well, it's finally here, our official first look at the Halo ODST Helldivers 2 collaboration, which, for all of you out there asking, will be dropping into the game next Tuesday, August 26th, as a legendary Warbond. Now, no word yet on what the Superstore alternate offerings will look like. I guess we'll just have to wait and see on that day. Also, and this was plucked just now from the PlayStation blog, which I will be referencing during this breakdown, to unlock the Warbond will cost you 1,500 super credits. So that is 1.5 times the cost for a normal Warbond, but this is ODST at a very special occasion. Now, since you've got a week, and if you don't have the credits, start hitting those lower level difficulty missions to get in a bit of farming, and I would make sure to have more than 1,500 SCs, as you know the Superstore is going to have some sort of alternate sets on sale. Or at least it should. And finally, any Team Green Xbox new recruits out there that are joining our ranks next week, you will not, let me say that again in case your ears are still ringing from new recruit training, you will not be able to use the new Premium Warbond token to unlock this Warbond. It is super credits only. Since the call was put out for more dudes, Arrowhead is sending in more dudes via Xbox. And to commemorate this truly historic day, and it really is, we now get our first look at the Helldivers 2 Halo ODST Warbond, with the ODST now standing for Obedient Democracy Support Troopers. ODSTs, also known as the Helljumpers. So, what has the Ministry of Defense sent our way with this one? Well, there are 2 new armor sets, 3 new primary weapons, 1 sidearm, 4 new patterns, 2 player banners, 2 capes, the new Helljumper rookie player title, and a new armor passive. Everyone loves weapons, right? So let's talk firepower. First up is the MA5C assault rifle, and if you've seen anything to do with Halo, this weapon should look very familiar. This iconic rifle has taken down countless aliens hell-bent on wiping out humanity, and now its sights are turned on the enemies of managed democracy. It's said it will come equipped with an ammo counter and built-in compass, and from the trailer footage, it doesn't look to have an exceptionally high rate of fire, and it looks, at least to me, very similar to the pacifier assault rifle from the Force of Law Warbond, at least in terms of fire rate. I'm sure at this point everyone's already noticed the iconic M7S SMG, which is the workhorse primary weapon of the ODSTs, and it's said to come equipped with standard caseless ammo and a non-removable suppressor. Now, this is our first suppressed weapon in the game to match up with other firsts like Halo ODST and Xbox Divers joining our ranks. Now, the only bit of information I can gather from the trailer is that this SMG seems to have a moderate fire rate. It's better than that of the Defender, but not close to that of the Knight, and you'll see it during this footage. Also, this SMG is a bullpup, so expect some sort of extra rotation or reload animation if you run it dry to prime the weapon after a reload. Since we're here, the third and final primary is the M90A pump action shotty. Now, we get to see it for a few seconds here and there in the trailer, but the blog says it carries a kick and comes equipped with a standard flashlight mounted on it, so you can find your enemies in the dark and witness the fear in their eyes before you turn them into a trophy. And finally, the sidearm is the standard ODST M6C SOCOM pistol that comes standard with a bevy of attachments, such as a built-in laser sight, flashlight, and a suppressor to help support stealth gameplay, because sometimes the best way to enforce peace is quietly. So, if you're counting, that makes 2 of the 4 ODST Warbond weapons coming standard with suppressors. Here's a question for you. What do you think of the weaponry so far, and what's going to be your go-to primary? Definitely drop a comment down below on where you stand for all liberty-loving Helldivers out there to read and comment on, because next, we need to jump over to the Hell Drip and that new armor passive, which we do have some intel to discuss. Now, the first of these armors is the A9 Helljumper armor set, which is said to be that of a legendary Lance Corporal who served in the ODST, showing immense bravery under fire. Now, this has to be modeled after Jonathan Doherty, aka Rookie, who was the main playable character in Halo 3 ODST. The overall drip here is iconic. You can see the ODST theme, but it's been slightly Helldiver-ized, if that makes sense. And paired up with the honored heirloom cape, this is going to scream, "Here comes the boom," the minute you step onto your Super Destroyer. Next up is the A35 Recon, which is said to be sleeker and stealthier, with a helmet modeled after an iconic intelligence officer's headgear, which I'm pretty sure is Captain Dare's armor. Again, reimagined into Helldivers, which is paired with the Eye of the Clandestine cape. Now, the armor passive here is a new one called Feet First, with 3 passive effects. First, you make less noise from movement, so I guess along with those suppressed weapons, this might be the start of more stealth gameplay options being introduced into the game. The second passive, range, when finding points of interest, increased by 30%. So this is your ability to see the question marks on your compass, better known as POIs. That detection is now buffed by 30%. And third and final, your diver is immune to leg injuries. Now that is clutch. Not having a leg suffer so much damage that it breaks, severely slowing our movement speeds, is a big passive to have. And finally, Team Green has been morphed into Mean Green with a new FRV, exosuit shuttle, and Hellpod skin, all of which are using the iconic Master Chief green to cover them from head to toe. Also, it's a good time to mention that Chief is not in the Warbond, but that doesn't mean we might not be seeing him or something akin to him later next week in the Superstore. All we know at this point is that he is not in the Warbond, which we've discussed in the past. Jumping ever so quickly over to the current Galactic War, ETA until Team Green recruits join our ranks is 7 days, and surprise, we won this past major order. Now, when I logged off yesterday, we were still some ways away from reaching the required Charger kill count, but it looks like Arrowhead has stepped in again, with Charger spawn rates being buffed by insane levels on certain bug planets. Now, the TLDR here is that we won thanks to some fuzzy math being administered by Game Master Joel. Last bit of a topic for today, and it's kind of lost in all the buzz surrounding ODST, is the point that next week is going to be a truly historic occasion, as Helldivers is the first PlayStation published title to make the cross-platform jump and be released over on Xbox. And why shouldn't it be, as it is the fastest selling PlayStation title of all time, but still, it's pretty damn awesome to be a part of the game and the community that was at the very tip of the sword, leading the charge for multi-plat gaming. Now, I'm not saying that the long-running console wars are completely over with, but hopefully Helldivers, and on the flip side, Gears of War Reloaded, can be the pebble that results in an avalanche, because at the end of the day, we're all just gamers who want awesome games, and we want to be able to play them on our preferred platforms. Here's where you get to chime in though. How are you feeling about the ODST Helljumper Warbond? How about that save from Arrowhead on the Charger kill count major order? And where do you stand on how important next week is going to be as Helldivers leads the charge for true and free multi-plat gaming? If you happen to like the video, please hit subscribe, and don't forget to ring the notifications bell so you never miss one of my future upload alerts. Thanks to all of our current channel members and your continued support. And until the next one, this is LtBuzzLitebeer signing off.